All right, looks like we are now live. I just have my cup of coffee refreshed and my glass of water, so I'm good to go here. Today we got a pretty exciting show for you. By the way, I'm Jacob Erdy with MarketingPlayBook.co, where we help small businesses increase their sales and reputation online through digital marketing. And today we're going to be covering Bing Ads. And I'm going to do a light walkthrough with Bing Ads, but I'm also going to do a comparison to AdWords and some of the features in it, and talk a little bit about why I use Bing Ads. And that's kind of where we'll go ahead and start off. But we do have the episode notes, show notes, and that's going to be on marketingplaybook.co/episode, and then the number 15, so just 15 after it. So marketingplaybook.co/episode 15. You also see right down here at the bottom, if you have any live questions during the show, feel free and tweet at us. So it's going to be MKTG Playbook. If you want to tweet at us any live questions that you have. I haven't put up Twitter yet, but I should have it on my phone, so we should be good to go in case we do have any live tweets that come in. So let me unlock it. We should be good to go there. So let's go ahead and dive in and talk a little bit about why I use Bing Ads. And it's honestly one of my favorite platforms out there. So when it comes to search, yeah, AdWords is fantastic, and you can get far more sales with AdWords. But Bing Ads is going to it's going to give you a far better cost per click, so CPC, and it's going to give you a higher conversion rate too. So your CPCs, if you're paying $1 on AdWords, you're probably going to end up paying 70 cents, if not less, on Bing Ads, just because the competition isn't as fierce. So everybody is on AdWords search. But when it comes to Bing Ads, there's still a lot of people out there who have not embraced Bing Ads, and they're not taking full advantage of the platform itself. So Bing Ads is fantastic in that regard, as far as being a lower cost per click, and that should be generally a 30% lower cost per click, give or take 10%. So you might be a little less, you might be a little more, but overall it's good. And then, as I mentioned before, the conversion rates tend to be fantastic for me. And while I can't say exactly why that is, but I think it's just because it is a different search audience. So a good example would be my parents. And generally, a lot of older individuals in general, when they first get Windows, they have Microsoft Edge as their default web browser. It used to be Internet Explorer. And with that, how many of them actually change to a new internet browser? A lot of them don't. They just use the default one there, and they also just use the default search engine, which is Bing. So you have a lot of individuals who are older, who, when they do searches, they tend to buy more, or at least produce more leads for you. And then you also have a few other things that we're going to be covering more in depth too as well here. So again, the show notes page is going to be marketingplaybook.co/episode 15. And you can tweet at us any questions you have live at MKTG Playbook via Twitter. So, besides those main features that I just covered here with why I use Bing Ads, you have the statistics. So Bing Ads has roughly 31% of the market share, according to ComScore. So I think it's ComScore that puts that out. So they claim to have 31% of the market share. Now, I've always found I don't necessarily get 31% of, if I was getting 100 clicks on AdWords, I don't necessarily get 31 clicks on Bing Ads. Usually it's almost 10%. But there's various reasons for that too as well. But they do have 31% of the market share. They have 56 million searchers, not searches, but searchers that are not reached on Google. And this is within the United States. So it's a very large demographic that's out there that a lot of people aren't taking advantage of. So Bing Ads, higher quality leads, a lot of searches that aren't happening outside of Google, and not to mention their search partners. So their search partners with AOL, their search partners with Yahoo. So you have a lot of individuals who have legacy Yahoo email accounts, and with that, they do searches within Yahoo, and those searches within Yahoo are still 50% being supported. So that might change over time with the recent changes going on with Yahoo, and their contract wasn't extended. But still, it's 50% the searches on Yahoo, and then by default, Bing is the search engine behind Siri for iPhones, and a lot of people don't realize that. So you have individuals with iPhones who usually have a higher net worth, and those individuals who are doing those searches, produce great quality leads. So having that there is fantastic, and that's why bidding on stuff like auto mechanics near me. Things along those lines, when people do their voice commands and voice searches on Siri, that's kind of what they do with the mobile phone, is they search for things like that, and you want to be in those positions when they do those kinds of searches. So that's kind of a bit about the Bing ads, of why I use it. And the other thing is, it's really, really easy to import from AdWords into Bing Ads. So even if I'm going to run, let's say I know I'm going to set up a client on both AdWords and Bing. I first might go ahead and I set it up, and I'll set it all up within AdWords and get everything set up. But I don't turn the campaign live. I just leave it paused. And what I'll do is I'll then go over to the Bing Ads account, and I'll just import it directly in from AdWords, which is cool. You can just set it all up on one platform, and then Bing Ads, because they know that AdWords is more popular, they have an import feature that works fairly well. Sometimes it doesn't play nice, but most of the time it does. And you can just import in the campaign. So for no extra work, really, you can just import everything in. Which is, again, fantastic. So some of the comparisons between Bing Ads and AdWords is you have a demographic bid adjusting. So currently within AdWords, you cannot do any sort of demographic bid adjusting. So if I want to target, let's say my avatar is females between the age of 45 and 54, I can't target that in AdWords search. They just don't let you do it. In AdWords display you can, but AdWords search, they're like, no go. Not yet. They say they're going to allow it pretty soon, but we'll see when that happens. You never know for sure whether they're going to roll out a feature. But within Bing Ads, you've been able to do this for a long time now. So if you say, okay, no, you know what, it's males between the age of 24 and 35, boom, there's your target group, and it's the avatar that you're advertising for, then you can set that up and you can do bid adjustments. So you can kind of bid low in your overall keywords, and then for that group, you put in the bid adjustments saying, plus 300% bid on males, and plus, 100% on we'll say, the age group that you want. So, having that ability is fantastic, especially if you know who your customer is and it's a set demographic, then that's pretty beneficial. Bing Ads, and this point's kind of mute now, but Bing Ads allowed you to actually bid adjust on tablet traffic, up to minus 20%, and then you can increase it up to, I think, 300%. But the minus bid adjustment, negative bid adjustment, was one of the biggest advantages that you had on Bing search as compared to AdWords search, because AdWords search says, no, we're not going to let you bid adjust on PC or tablet traffic. That has recently changed in the last few weeks. Now you can bid adjust, and I did a video on it on MarketingPlayBook.co. It's still on the homepage in one of the links there. So that's a pretty good overview of some of the recent changes there. So that's not a big feature now, but it was definitely in the past. And next we have, I've already covered that's generally a lower CPC that goes through. I see my dog walking through on the background. But so Bing Ads has a lower CPC overall. And then you're also able to target differently inside each and every location. So if you're doing an ad scheduling, you can schedule differently inside each and every ad group. Whereas on Bing, on AdWords, you're not able to do that. So you can only have one ad schedule going on. If you were targeting, let's say, had a campaign that you set up for English, you can't have an ad group inside there that includes Spanish. It's all English, or English and Spanish, whatever combination you set at the campaign level. But in Bing, you can set those up on the ad group level, so you can have your English campaign in with your Spanish campaign, which is pretty cool. And one of the benefits that I really like inside Bing Ads compared to AdWords. So the ad scheduling, the language, you can also select different locations too as well. So if you wanted to do US, you can do US inside the campaign, but you can have a second ad group that's the exact same, clone it over, and set the settings as Canada, or set the settings as UK, or Australia, or Germany, wherever it is you want. So you can have different geographical targeting. You can have different ad scheduling and different language targeting inside a Bing campaign, whereas AdWords, it's only on the campaign level. You can't do it at the ad group level, which is beneficial to a lot of people. And it doesn't necessarily make the biggest deal in the world. It's not a game changer, but it's still convenient. So you also have more control over your search partner targeting. So this is one thing that I every time I get on the phone with an AdWords rep, this is one of the things I complain about. And I can no longer complain about not being able to negative out tablet traffic. That used to be my number one complaint. But now I'll just hit home over search partner targeting. So inside AdWords, you can select search partners or not search partners. That's it. It's either all or nothing. And then they don't tell you who these search partners are. So I know that like Amazon's one of those search partners, but they don't tell you that. And there's no way of you knowing, okay, I see I'm converting on the search partners. I'm not profitable. I need to exclude, the targets that aren't making me any money. Who are those targets? Guess what? You have no idea. They intentionally do not show you because they want you to spend money there, and they don't want you to be able to optimize. That's the conclusion I've come to. And is that accurate? I think so, because they did the same thing with tablet, and they knew it didn't convert as well. The reps would constantly say it does, but I'd prove it time and time again, as well as other professionals out in the field. So it was an intentional move, because they're saying, well, you kind of you have to use our platform, therefore we're going to give you it all, and you have to deal with it. So it's kind of a bad move in their part, and that kind of speaks to some of the difference that I have found, and this is me personally talking, between AdWords and Bing Ads. I find that Bing Ads is far more accommodating to small businesses and trying to get you the market that you want. They're trying to get you the features in there that you want to be able to optimize more, and at least give you the option of excluding and giving you a little bit more information, whereas AdWords isn't going that far, and they're slowly kind of tweaking their model to do that. But I think it's only because they're being forced to do it because of other competition that's entering into the field, such as native ads, that's taken a hit on their display inventory. But go back on target. That's why I have show notes, right? So I don't go off on these wild tangents. But with Bing Ads, what you're able to do is you can say, okay, I want only Bing owned partners, so sites that they kind of own and control, or you can select, okay, yeah, all the search partners. And so you have an option there already, and if you choose either one, it doesn't really matter. You're able to, through your search reports, and I have this written down in the written guide, and when you run a report, you can run the website URL publisher report, and there it's going to show you the exact URLs that you're searching on, that your searches are coming up for. It's going to show you your spend, it's going to show you your conversions, and things along those lines. And what that's going to do for you is you're able to say, okay, well, look, I see that all these are working, but goo something or whatever.com isn't working for me. Go search or something like that they have. Don't quote me on that. But if that particular URL isn't working, you can go ahead and exclude it. So they have an exclusion button under the campaign settings there for you to exclude websites. So you can go ahead and exclude it from that campaign or ad group, and that way you can actually get that search traffic. So while the search volume overall, that 31% does include the search partners. So when you have that there and it's including the search partners, that's where you get that bigger boost. If you just use AdWords search only, you're not going to get that larger boost. But if you do use it, you do get that boost, and that's fantastic because you can actually optimize off of it. So that's a really, really big difference between AdWords and Bing Ads, and one reason why I like it. They also have, and this isn't too big of a deal yet, and that's going to be image extensions. So you can do image extensions, which are, I think, 1.5 to 1 ratio. So if you have we'll say a 300 banner, 300 by 200, something like that. So 3 to 1 ratio, I forget what it is exactly. But the ratio that you have you're able to actually show image ads. So instead of just text, you can have up to like 4 image ads that show up underneath your text ad, which just gives it more visuals. So if somebody's saying travel to Japan, you can have an airplane there, or a hotel there, or whatever it is you want, or you can have products there, right? So you can show your products, and this is different than the product feed. So you can have up to 4 images that show up. And in my testing so far, I really haven't found that they don't show them a whole lot yet. I don't know what devices they actually show them on. It might just be PC, it might just be mobile devices, so it's not taking a huge toll. And I will be right back. I got somebody knocking at the door. I'm expecting some work here today. So give me just a minute, and I'll be right back with you. I'm just going to put it on the pause screen, which is why I have it. All right, we are back in action, so that didn't take long at all. So I'll probably get pulled away here again in a minute, but we'll go ahead and just carry on and just finish this out real quick. And so we still got to do the walkthrough, which is going to be pretty interesting for you. If I can pull up the right screen with the right notes, then we'll be good to go. How about that? So the image extensions, I haven't fully tested them out yet, but we do have, they seem promising. It's really interesting. I don't know if it'll stick around or not, just because I can't say that's boosting anything for me, but I bet you there's some industries that it's working pretty well in. So next up is going to be the quality score. And so with AdWords, you just have the quality score on the keyword level. Pretty soon, AdWords is going to introduce a overall kind of quality score for your whole entire account. That's going to be visible fairly soon. I know it's already started hitting some accounts in beta. I fully expect that to roll out down further in the future. And but with Bingads, you have it in 2 places. You're going to have it on the ad group level, and you're going to have it on the keyword level. Now, it's not necessarily that big of a deal. I still focus on the keyword level, because you boost the keyword level, it's going to boost the ad group level. So, but it does really help in areas in which you're going to have it going where you have a lot of keywords in a particular ad group. It's going to help there, because you're able to look at just the ad groups as a whole and say, okay, where am I ranking quality score wise? And that's a pretty good indication of overall of what your account's doing. So I like that they have that. It's not necessarily anything that's extremely beneficial to you, but it's nice that it's there. Another difference is going to be the exact search query token. So within AdWords and Bingads, you have your search terms. So you can see the exact search terms that people are searching for, that your keywords are triggering. And so if I'm bidding on iPhone, I can see that in its broad. I could see if somebody types in, iPhone support, or something along those lines, and I can tell, okay, well, here's the keyword I'm bidding on, and this is the exact search query that came in. Well, Bingads allows you to actually track that via query string, via tracking token, and I have this in the written guide as well. And with that it helps out a lot, especially for affiliates. So this isn't necessarily a big deal to small businesses, because you control your landing page, right? So you're not having to use complicated tracking programs, to see exactly what's converting for you and what's not, but I do as an affiliate. So having that query string in there tells me exactly what is converting, which is a really, really big help, especially because they changed how their pixel works last year, and we'll get to that in a second. Another difference is going to be the negative keywords. So within AdWords, you can add in broad negative keywords. You can add in iPhone as a broad keyword. Well, in Bing, they don't have broad keywords. They do exact and they do phrase. So with the phrase keyword, you can still get the same effect as adding in iPhone, and it'll just be turned automatically into a phrase keyword. So any phrase that contains iPhone, you won't show up for anymore. So it's kind of the same results, but there are differences there, especially as you get longer tail keywords in there, and a mixture of not just one word but multiple words. So it's just good to know that difference is there. And some areas where Bing's still lacking behind, and one of the biggest areas is going to be the content network, aka the display network, aka the native network. And there, I mean, Bing's just way behind the curve. So AdWords already just jumped ahead too, just again because they're now doing native ads, and which is cool. But on the display end, you can't within AdWords on the display end, you have the placement token, and you can actually see the placements that you're on. Bing Ads doesn't allow that, so they allow it on the search end, for search partners, but they don't allow it on the display end. So it's kind of the exact reverse of what we talked about earlier. So that's really, really strange that they don't, and it makes it near impossible to track as an affiliate of what's working on the content network. So as an affiliate, I can't use it, which is an advantage to small businesses because you have far less competitors in the field. I can't use it because I can't track it, so I don't know what is profitable for me when I run an affiliate campaign. But on a small business end, because you don't have people like me in the field, it's going to be a lot easier for you to try to brand and try to get out there. And another thing with the content network is Bing's ads still only allows text-based text ads, not image ads, whereas Google Display allows image ads too as well. You can do responsive ads, you can do all kinds of cool stuff, video ads, all that, right? And Bing ads is like, nope, we don't let you do it. So they're way behind the curve in that metric too as well. And then also when it comes to call tracking. So call tracking, it takes them longer to provision you a number. AdWords sometimes can provision you a number right away if they already know the keyword has high search volume. Otherwise, they might wait for 20 to 40 searches, something like that in a given month. From my last week's Hangout, I was trying to show you a live example of the call extension and using call forwarding on your website, and it didn't quite work out the way I wanted because we didn't have enough searches for MarketingPlayBook.co, which makes me sad. Someday we will have enough searches, but right now we don't. So it was a poor example that I chose to use on it. But yeah, call tracking just doesn't work as well. So I find it's like reports like 50% of the actual conversions that you get, and in some cases it's higher. It is. But that conversion metric just isn't quite the same. So it's a bit harder to optimize on it, and I expect that to get better and better as time goes on. But the call tracking just isn't as sophisticated. And same goes with the conversion pixels and being able to create custom audiences. AdWords is loads ahead. So Bing Ads uses universal event tracking, which is similar to the Facebook pixel, which is actually similar to the Google Tags pixel now. But with the universal event tracking, what you're doing is they give you one set of code. Boom, put this on your website. And then from there, you tell them what pages convert. So, this is my thank you page. So when a visitor hits this page, it's counted as a conversion. And there's pros and cons to it. It's simpler from a small business point of view of putting it in there. It's a lot harder from an affiliate point of view because I can't tell you what page that is, and I can't put that code on that site at that location. So it makes it a lot harder from an affiliate point of view of tracking things inside Bing Ads, which again comes back to, hey, it's a good thing for small businesses because you're going to have less affiliates in the field because they can't track a lot of this stuff, or it's a lot more complicated. There's ways around it, but most affiliates don't know how to do it, and it makes things a lot harder. So again, there's less competition because it's not as sophisticated. So from a small business point of view, you'll still be pretty good. You'll still be able to create your custom audiences, which is relatively new. For Bing it is anyways, and you're still going to be able to set up your conversion pixel. It's just a little bit different. So with that said, let's see, we have no questions that have come in that I see yet, so we're good there. Let's go ahead and just jump in and do the walkthrough on Bing, and kind of just show you some of the things that I highlighted and talked about a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and switch over. Okay, yeah, I'm on the right screen now. So again, here, this is the Bing interface right now. Now, a lot of the editing I actually do inside Bing Editor, but you can do it inside the platform too as well. And this is going to be a platform walkthrough. So here we have your account summary, your homepage, your campaigns, reports, opportunities, tools, which is kind of cool. So they have the keyword planner tool, which you should take advantage of, and the Bing Merchant Center if you have a merchant feed, the Bingads Intelligence, which is pretty cool too there as well. And so I'd encourage you to kind of go through all these tools and see what works for you, and see what you can discover inside there. They also have the import campaigns feature right from AdWords. So this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier on. You can just set it up in AdWords, even if you don't want to run on AdWords right away and you want to just give Bing Ads a try first, which is what I'd really recommend. By doing that, you're going to lighten your workload, and you can just pause the AdWords one, just run the Bing ones for a while. So you can import it right from AdWords. It's just you got to enter in your AdWords information, and it'll pull it right into your account. You will have to make some adjustments, but they're fairly minor. So going in, let's go ahead and dive into a campaign. I chose an account that's not really active right now, so I'm not doing much inside this account, so I don't mind outing it. And this is going to be for ticket sales, so Bruno Mars, and we had Cher, Miley Cyrus, and Dave Matthews. So this is from a year or two ago, so you're not going to see any data inside it. But I'm going to go inside a campaign real quick. We're going to see you have my ad group. You can have multiple ad groups in here. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go under settings, and my campaign name. I have my budget. I have my time zone set up, which is on the campaign level for this. But I can go inside the ad group and change it. I can use, how do I want to do my bids, enhanced CPC, which it works similar to Google's enhanced CPC. And it's just, hey, we believe these people are going to convert more based upon your past history and based upon their search history. Therefore, we're going to, up the bids a percentage. So that's, a nice way to go. Otherwise, you can do the manual CPC bid, and then you can choose your advanced locations. So this works the same as it does on AdWords, so I'm not going to go too much into it. People in your target location, usually what I actually recommend most people do, especially if you're only a local business. Here we have the devices, so this is where you can decrease your bid, and I'm going to put in 30%, and it's going to error out. Say no, minus 20% is the max you can do. So this is just it's nice that you're able to decrease your bid at least here. But in the past, AdWords has just recently changed what you can do. And we have a cat trying to enter into my office, which is why you hear the doors going there. So they also have the demographics. So this is really cool, and this is something that's not available currently inside AdWords, and that's going to be able to gender, male and female, and I think you can do it by 300%. Let me go ahead and do 900 just to see if they say something to me. All right, so yeah, we're able to do it by 900%, I guess now. So before it's 300, I thought they bumped it up to 900. So yeah, you have the demographics there, and you're going to have your age groups, which is fantastic. So you can go ahead and bid 5 cents and then increase this by 900%, right? And believe me, you're only going to get males. You're not going to get females in there, with that such a low bid, but yet you're increasing it dramatically. Or you can do something like 300% here, and then this is the age group that we want. So really, really low bid. Target males. It's going to target males at 300%. So that's going to be 10 cents, 20 cents, 40 cents, I believe. And then on top of this, you can do like 100%, which is going to be your 5 cent bid is now going to be 80 cents. So that's kind of cool that they have that. And we already covered devices, smartphone bids, which you can decrease by 100%. If you wanted, I definitely would recommend testing out. They have the native ads, which in this case I think I have. I'm only doing search from up above, so this isn't even on. Here you have exclusions that you can do, and you're going to have IP exclusions, so you can exclude, let's say, your IP address, or any IP address if you believe somebody's like, oh no, look at this person keeps clicking on my ads and they're never converting. Might be a competitor. So you can go ahead and exclude that. Then they have the website exclusions, which is fantastic. If you have on the search partners, you're able to put that in there and exclude off your search partners. So, abc.com isn't converting for me. Go ahead and exclude it here, which is, another fantastic way of going. They do have tracking templates now in place. I have none set up. This is relatively new, and it just matches Google AdWords, so I won't really go into depth there. We're going to go ahead and go inside an ad group. In here, I'm not showing, there is no quality score assigned to it, but you just adjust the columns, and you'll be able to see the quality score on the ad group level. And then inside, going into the keywords, it works the same, very, very similar to AdWords, so you'll be able to, manually adjust any of these that you want. You can actually go in under the settings of the campaign, and I can adjust different things inside these campaigns that are going to be different than at the campaign level. So here I can go ahead and change say no, I don't want to use my campaign settings. I can go ahead and just use the separate settings for your ad group, which is pretty cool. You're able to do all this stuff. You can exclude on the ad group level and not on the campaign level. So you have quite a bit of options there. Then you have your audience tab, which you can go through, and this is relatively new. I do recommend you go through it, especially, I'm not going to have any data in here, unfortunately, but you're going to be able to go through it once you start collecting data. And this is kind of how the AdWords optimization performance section works. So I recommend giving it a look over. You're going to have your keywords, which is your exact keywords going there. Negative keywords is right here. So this is a little bit hidden. I know a lot of people have trouble like, oh, where do you add in negative keywords? Go to keywords, click the tab, negative keywords, and you'll be able to go ahead and add in negative keywords there. They have the ad extensions. So with Bing currently, you have your app extensions, call-out extensions, image extensions, review extensions, site extensions, site link extensions, and structured snippet extensions. So predominantly, you for sure are going to use the call-out extension. You're going to use the site link extension and then the structured snippet extensions if at all possible. You can also do call extensions, which I'm not sure why they're not showing inside this campaign. It might just be because of the way I set this campaign up. It's probably too old. They probably just didn't have call extensions at the time this was set up. So, but otherwise you have call extensions in there too as well. You're going to have your change history, which will cover the history and quick changes that you did inside the campaign, which is pretty cool. So if all of a sudden, you had some conversions and you did something, you made a major change and just it went to hell on you, you can go in here and just undo that historical change and be like, oh yes, recovery. And AdWords has the same feature, but it's there, and it's a good way to go to see, especially if you hire somebody to manage your campaign. You can see exactly like, did they actually make changes, or are they just like letting Bing do its thing? And oftentimes you're going to find that over the course of time, especially as you hire people, they're going to be less and less needed. They're valuable the first 3 to 6 months, but after that, it's like, you don't really need them unless you're expanding out and needing more help to optimize or volume changes and stuff like that. But you can kind of see the change history here to see what they're doing for you. And then you're going to have the dimensions tab. Dimensions tab primarily is going to be used for the exact search terms. So these are going to be the exact terms that people are searching for. It works the exact same as AdWords, so I'm not going to bore you with it. And that's kind of an overview of the account. You do have the reports feature, which I do recommend you try to take advantage of. And the reports feature allows you to run reports. So if you are using, let's say, search history, or you're using, search partners, you can go ahead and run the website URL publisher campaign, and then select the campaign that you want. And inside that, you're going to be able to see all the publishers that are there. Then you can go ahead and exclude them. And I really, really do like the, clicked the wrong button. I really do like the keyword planner inside Bing Ads. I think it's fantastic. It's a pretty good way to go. And so really that's about it. Sadly, you don't have the same type of like analytics data that you can set up inside Bing Ads as you do with Google Analytics, so it doesn't have that one-to-one comparison in there that you're able to set up. You can still set up Google Webmasters, which should be done anyways from an SEO standpoint, but you're not going to necessarily be able to pull the data back into that from here currently anyways. So that's Bing Ads in a nutshell. I highly recommend you give it a look, and they have pretty good documentation. They have fantastic support. So if I go over to the account, right there's a phone number, and guess what? When you call that number between the hours that they list, you're going to get a human. Yes, you might have to go through a machine prompt first, but you're going to be able to talk to somebody. They also have a live chat that they do too as well, and they're really, really active. And so if you have a specific question, they're going to be able to help you out. And so that's one reason why I'm really, really big fan of Bing Ads, and they've offered this for years now. And AdWords, I've had numerous clients who have had their accounts banned in the past, and it's just been such a pain. It's pulling teeth trying to get an account unbanned, even if they did nothing wrong whatsoever. And I've had accounts banned, and I did nothing wrong. They changed a policy. They just blacklisted everybody in the computer repair niche. I owned a remote computer repair company, and they just blacklisted me. And there wasn't any way for me to get back in. They didn't care. Put it that way. They just didn't care about me. They didn't care about that we had an A+ BBB rating or any of that stuff. But with Bing Ads, they help you. So they're going to be a lot more forgiving if you actually do something wrong. And I'm not saying to intentionally do anything wrong, but if you do, they'll be like, all right, yeah, make this change and you'll be good to go. So it's just like that. You don't have to worry about, oh no, they just kicked me out completely and now I can never run with them again without creating a second account, which is what my AdWords reps have always recommended I do, is just, oh yeah, use a different credit card, spell the name differently. When you have AdWords reps telling you to do that stuff, their system's broken. And it's just inexcusable, in my opinion, for AdWords to run their business that way. But it's getting better. And so I'm a big fan of Bing Ads overall, if you can't tell. It doesn't look like we have any questions that have come in, so we're going to be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. If you have any questions, feel free and head on over to MarketingPlayBook.co /episode 15. And feel free and leave any comments and questions that you have there. Otherwise, we do live hangouts every Wednesday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be sure and sign up to our newsletter. Like us on Facebook. Join our private Facebook group, which is currently free. If you join now, it's always going to be free for you. We have a fan page too as well. We also have a Google community page and all that good stuff. So on the MarketingPlayBook.co website, you can go over and click the community tab up on the top right, and you can see how to sign up for everything, including our newsletter, which we send out a response every Monday with the show topic of the hangout that we're going to be doing for the week on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free and hit us up. I hope this has helped. Take care. Take care as soon as I'm able to go back over into Google and shut it off. Anyways, so boom, boom, boom. There we go. Now we're out. Take care.